Thomas from C2C Stamping, and I'll show my little logo. And I'm excited to be here with you this month. January is the beginning of a new catalog, and I'm doing some things different this year. So I'm going to do a free with $35 order class each month of the year. And with that class, you're going to get you're going to get a little bit of product, you're going to get some designs and a PDF, and I'm going to do the class for you at the beginning of the month. So I'll show you what it looks like at the beginning of the month, and then at the end of the month, I'll take everybody who's ordered at least $35 and you'll get a class in the mail from me. So I wanted to focus on these, the Unforgettable Times Mix and Match Specialty Ephemera Pack, because I think they're gonna get forgotten in all the excitement of some other things. And there's some really cool pieces in here, and I wanted to point them out. These are not adhesive backed, so just know that. Also, I think two of the pages are pretty good for card making, and I think one is probably a little better for scrapbooking. In the pack, you get two each of these. I'm going to give you one sheet of each. I don't really think you need two sheets of each. So, this page, Everyday Life, Family Fun, Capturing Good Times, and Sweet Dreams. I think these are all very much memory keeping ones, and I'm not going to address these. If you do any kind of journaling, memory keeping, mini albums, you could also, there's a couple on here, especially Everyday Life, that you could put in a planner, and I think it would be really cute. So if you have a planner or a calendar, you could use those as well. I do like the little hearts and stuff, so we might use one or two of those, but just, that sheet's probably not going to get used as much. I wanted to let you know the colors in here are actually made to match the Love Notes paper, which is a super fun paper stack. And let me show you Love Notes. So Love Notes is a paper stack that has some solids. It has a few pages of solids. The hearts are really cute. It has a couple of sheets of this. So one sheet like this, what's cute about this is this side has no words, and this side has very, very Valentine's-y situation. We just click, you're extra special with a little to from, something sweet for someone neat. So these are very Valentine's-y. If you have kids who are making their own Valentines and you don't want to buy one of those terrible little kits at the store, it comes with 6 sheets of these, and so 6 times 4 is 24. That's a great classroom set. I think these are really cute. So, but I like that for those of us who aren't making Valentines, we have some that don't have that print on it. There's another sheet that has some Valentine's. It has some to from. It's got a couple of other little squares. Love you more, be mine, you're amazing, be my Valentine. So again, some, more Valentines on one side, but then nice and kind of clean on the other side, which is great. So, and then these two sheets, I love this wash and the Happy Valentine's Day and Love. And then the back has this really cute green with the kind of, I don't know, reminds me of a trellis. And then this really pretty piece and the hearts. And then this is a blank piece, and then Happy Heart Day and sending hugs. Really cute. But this is made to match with this. So these are all coordinated. And so we're going to use some of that paper, and then we're also going to use a little bit of the lovely blossoms, because the gold sheet on here is just way, way pretty, and I want to use it with some of this pretty paper. So I'm going to make sure that I can see us on my laptop, which probably means I have the volume up. But if you have comments, let me know. So when you get this class, You'll have the components to make these 4 cards, and definitely some extra tidbits in there. I'm actually picking the Sparkle Dot Essentials to go with this because these two go really well with this one and these two go really well with this one. So this will be fun. So hopefully you enjoy this, and this is a great kickoff class for our first one for 2026. Crazy times. We're going to use You and Me down here. And we're going to use Time Together, these two. I think the Our Story is a really cute, like, anniversary one, too. Hooray could be really cute for birthdays. Like, these are really cute. Happy Days, great for a birthday, too. So, just, you know, keep an open mind with those sentiments. But these are the ones we're going to start with. So, oh, I cut my card bases and I didn't bring them over. All right, so we're gonna start with a real red card base for this one. And this is the one I'm gonna do the You and Me. And I actually think, oh no, this is Time Together. Never mind. There we go. Found my thoughts. All right, so Time Together, it's gonna be this one. All right, so I wanted to show you, because you'll get the 6x6 paper. So we're gonna cut a piece of this that is 4, and I like these fun kind of worn edges. 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. And then we're gonna cut this. It's 3, so we'll do a 3 by 3. Good. And then if you like this, we're actually gonna make more cards with this paper at our stamp camp on January 19th, which I'm excited about. So that'll be really fun. All right, so we've got this, and we're gonna mount this here. We're gonna do this piece here, and then we're gonna do the You and Me. And I think, I don't know how crowded it's gonna be. You never know, right? It's a little crowded. We're gonna go this way. Look at that. That's cute. That's fun. I'm gonna give this a border. So I'm gonna make a piece of red to mount that with. And I'm gonna find my red. Let's see. See if I've got a scrap that'll work. Ooh, pretty close. Let's see. See how big this is. Oh, it's a little short. You never know with the scrap pile what you're gonna find. All right, so we're gonna get a piece. I'm gonna cut it actually to 3. I know I cut the DSP to 3, but I'm gonna cut the DSP down just a little bit. So we're gonna go 3 for that. And then I'm gonna cut like 1/8 of an inch. I know that seems crazy. But I'm just gonna trim a wee bit off of each of these. I think. So we're to that. I'm just making sure it's square. Okay, good. There we go. Just trimming off a little bit on every side so we get a little red border. Okay. And then when it comes to these, you can put them up with dimensionals. You could flat glue them down if you feel like you can't get your dimensionals that small. I think we definitely can if we use the minis. So let's get some of our little mini dimensionals out. So we can definitely fit a couple here. That's easy. Easy, easy. All right. And then I'm hoping to get one here. And I'm hoping to get one here. Ooh, that's tight. You can always cut the minis in half. It's always a choice, right? Now, of course, when you get your packet, you can do whatever you want. Generally, these are going to include some stamping opportunities in them, but I really liked this. I liked this set, and I kind of had a feeling it would get forgotten, and so I was excited to try to feature it. And sorry, trying to get some more dimensionals out. Just want to make sure I have enough. I just wanted to make sure that nobody forgot about this cool set of ephemera, and if I can make fun, fast cards, I will. All right, so let's get all these little backers off of here. And of course, the easiest way is, if you're having a hard time getting them peeled up, is to take your thumb and kind of press in the middle, and that'll pop one of the sides up for you. So I think these were left over from a paper pumpkin. Okay, so we're gonna put this on the left with just a little bit of a border. And then I'm gonna kind of start at the bottom and work my way up. You and me. That's cute. Cute card. All right, and then I think I'm gonna add some of the pink bling because we have lots of pink on here. It's a cute card. All right, card number 1, done, easy. Okay, so card number 2, we're gonna use Azure Afternoon as our card base. I really love this, it's not plaid, I guess it's like a checker. And then I wanted to bring in some purple. So I think I'm gonna use this one because I enjoy time together with my daughter or my husband for, Valentine's. We like to do something special. And I think this is a cute way to express that. So we're gonna cut our paper down. And I think for this one, I'm gonna do the standard 3 by 3. Great, so we got that. And then this, I'm gonna go in one size. So I'm gonna go into 3 3/4. And I would normally do 5 1/4, and I'm gonna do 5. Sometimes it's fun to play with different border sizes. You get kind of a different look when you're doing that. So we've got this is gonna go here, and this is gonna go here, and then I'm hoping that this is gonna go up. I'm actually gonna flat glue these two, and I'm just gonna pop this one up with dimensionals. So get some glue. Your egg straw special. That's pretty funny. All right, so we're just gonna center that as best we can. Then I'm going to keep it so that like the left, right, and top borders are the same. So I've got kind of the same border, left, right, and top. And then we're going to get our little mini dimensionals back behind here again. And again, I'm going to try to fully support it, you know, left and right, top and bottom. And then I'm probably going to add an extra one here. And I'm probably going to add an extra one there. They're minis, so we can add as many as we want, right? Tell me, is this too many dimensionals? What do you think? I don't think so. But maybe. All right, so I'm going to use this word to hide this border. So I'm going to kind of like come on top of that. Fun. Okay. Where's my bone folder? I have like 6 of them, but I swear they're never where I think they're going to be. All right, and then we're going to add some dots. I think I'm going to do the pink, although the purpley color is kind of cute too. So we'll do the purpley color. Why not? Cute. All right, so there's card 1 and 2. Super cute. Fun cards for you to send to a spouse or a kid, a grandkid, you know. This could be really cute. You could include like a little gift card or something with it. So, yeah, I think these are fun cards. All right, let's do the other 2. So we're going to use the gold ones for this. I've really wanted to use these larger panels. So I'd like to cut a large panel off, and we'll mount it on something to give it a little more weight. But I was curious to see how big these were. They're 6-inch panels. Okay. So that's a 6-inch panel. So I want to make sure that these don't go to waste either. If you do like a 1, 2, 3 kind of a deal, a 1, 2, 3, these are going to make really cute cards too. I'm excited about that. I want to use one of these. I think I'm going to use this one. I'm assuming they're 4 inches wide. Yeah. Okay. And then because of like our cards aren't 6-inch cards, we're gonna have to be pretty careful as we trim down. So we'll trim and we'll get down to 5.5. We'll kind of look at it and see what we think. I think it's gonna be like for me, this is pretty even, but that would mean that it runs top to bottom on our card base. So that would be like a full card panel, which I'm fine with. I actually think it looks nice. So I think we're gonna do that. All right. So I'm gonna glue this down and have it run full card. You can do 2 things with this. You can either butt it all the way to the right edge so that you have like a thick edge on the left, or you can center it. I think it's a little bit easier, honestly, to kind of butt it all the way to the edge, because then you, it's just hard to get it even left and right otherwise. So we're gonna do this. And one of the reasons I use the wet glue is because it gives me another second, right, to make sure everything's lined up and, you know, I don't know. Centering has been harder lately. All right. So that looks like I did a good job, right? Because I don't see any of that back there. Ooh, very nice. All right. So for this one, I wanted to use the Love This sentiment, and I wanted to pop this somewhere on the card. But I also wanted to make sure it didn't block too much, but I do kind of like it there. So we're going to pop those up with some dimensionals. Again, we'll use the minis. If you've never used mini dimensionals, I would highly encourage you to get a pack. Maybe that can be part of your $35 order. But I really like not having to cut my dimensionals. I'll cut the edges and use them, you know, but it's just nice not to have to cut the actual dimensionals. Nice. And then we've got these really pretty Secret C dots. So I'm going to go ahead and use a couple of those on here so that we can put one on there. Yeah, those are so pretty. If I was being really wise, I would have put one as a little dot on the eye, but that's a very pretty, very simple card that isn't hard to make. So I hope you love these. I hope that because you follow me, you like fast and simple cards. And sometimes I just want to make cards and I don't want to be sticking around having to, I don't know. I don't want to wait. All right, we're going to use cloud cover for this card base. And I love this pattern of the paper, and I love this too. So what I'd like to do with this is I want to use the word grateful. And the reason I'm doing a long runner is because it's a pretty long sentiment. Celebrate is also really long, and so is heartfelt. So these are things that you would want to do you want to do a landscape card, not a portrait card. All right, so this is what I want to pop up on here. And what I want to do is I want to have this DSP run all the way across, and I want this one to be a little bit smaller. I don't want it to be so small. I don't want it to be shorter than this, though. That's my only concern. So this sentiment from left to right is 4 3/4. So the absolute smallest that I can cut this is 5 then. So we're gonna cut a piece that's 5. And we would normally do a piece that's 4 by 5 1/4. So that means we're gonna do this 3/4 again. So it's kind of like the blue one. It's got the same size as that Azure Afternoon one. And then this piece has to run the full length of the card. So it needs to be 5 1/2. Okay. All right. So we're gonna glue this down flat. And then we have this panel that's gonna run left to right. And we've got this on top of it. So I think I thought about popping the entire panel up, but I don't think I want to. I think I would just want to pop the words up because I kind of want to see underneath. I want to see some of these blossoms, and you can't get that if you glue the whole thing down. So I think this is what we'll do. And I'm gonna go 2/3 down. I'm not gonna go in the middle. Wild times. You can if you want. Right, your card. But I'm gonna go a little bit lower. We're gonna put some dimensionals. We might actually finish up my mini dimensionals today. That would be very exciting. All right, so that is a tight squeeze there, but yep, got it. All right, so left, right, bottom. Let's see if we find spots along the way. We kind of want to make sure we go up and down. I mean, we might as well finish it out, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 10. 10 is excessive. I'll give you that. That's funny. Okay, I really like this card. This is pretty. All right. And then we're going to add some of the green, which I think is really pretty. So we're going to just add a little bit of green here. And this is a pretty card. Yay. All right, so we have got 4 very pretty cards with some very different looks to them. But I wanted you to see how you can use these words across different papers. So definitely with the paper it's made to go with, but then the gold can literally match anything that we've got. Lovely Blossoms has definitely been a favorite of mine. This is an online exclusive, so you can find this in the online exclusives. Love Notes is in the spring catalog, as is the Unforgettable Times Mix and Match Ephemera. So you've got some spring catalog, you've got some online exclusives, and then this is also in the spring catalog. These are the Sparkle Dot Essentials. They are way in the back, and they're not with any particular suite, which is really, really interesting. So you can use these across suites, and you'll find that they go with a lot of different things in the spring catalog. So super fun. I love that. I love sparkle, so these definitely have a lot of they have a lot of sparkle. So I hope that you love these designs. I hope it shows you that you can make simple, pretty cards with paper, and it doesn't have to be hard. So, all right, happy January. Welcome to 2026. I hope that you love this series. Each month I will have this class, and you will get the ingredients to make the cards, plus some in the mail at the end of the month if you place a $35 order. I'll make sure to put my link to order in the description and in the comments. If you're watching later, please tell me you're watching on the replay. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful start to the year. All right, bye y'all. Thanks so much.